Here we bring you the exclusive top news headlines for our viewers today. The top 10 news of the day are: Agnipath protest, security briefed up, states are on high alert amid Bharat Bandh call. As ED calls Rahul Gandhi for questioning again, Congress moves a nationwide protest. Ahead of PM Modi's Bengaluru visit, police and NAB Congress workers planning to gherao at airport. Jammu and Kashmir mega NIA crackdown in terror attack case, raids underway in Pulwama, several detained. US 15-year-old killed, 3 hospitalized in Washington DC shooting, confirms police. Assam NDRF begins search operations for 4 persons missing after boat capsized in Dibrugarh. Australia's Deputy PM to visit India from June 20 to 23rd will meet Rajnath Singh and Jaishankar. Zelenskyy declares historic week begins as EU to respond on Ukraine's candidate's status. Maharashtra MLC polls 2022 stakes high for MBA as BJP eyes a rerun of RS poll trial. India adds 12,781 COVID-19 cases, positivity rate over 4% after 130 days. Agnipath protest, security beefed up, states on high alert amid Bharat Bandh call. Security has been beefed up in several states on Monday amid the call of Bharat Bandh given by some organizations who are protesting against the Agnipath scheme of recruitment for defense services. However, currently normal business is being carried out as a tight vigil continues in the wake of the Bharat Bandh call. As ED calls Rahul Gandhi for questioning again, Congress moves nationwide test. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi is set to appear before the Enforcement Directorate again for the 4th round of questioning in a money laundering case linked to National Herald newspaper. The Wayanad MP was interrogated for 3 consecutive days from June 13 to June 15 amid intense protests from party workers and leaders. Ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Karnataka on Monday, June 20, Congress workers who were planning to gherao at Bengaluru airport were arrested by police in Chikmagaluru. The police have detained the vehicles of Congress Kisan Cell members who had planned to protest against Prime Minister Narendra Modi upon his arrival in the city. Jammu and Kashmir mega NIA crackdown in terror attack case, raids underway in Pulwama and several detained. In a major crackdown on terror in the valley, the National Investigation Agency on Monday, June 20, carried out fresh raids in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwama. The NIA launched mega raids at several locations in the South Kashmir. US 15-year-old killed, 3 hospitalized in Washington DC shooting, confirms police. 1 teenager was killed and 2 others, adult civilians and a cop, were injured in a mass shooting that took place on 14th and U streets of Northwest Washington on Sunday, the DC police chief had confirmed. Addressing the press conference in the aftermath, DC Police Chief Robert Conti said that both the adults were immediately taken to a nearby hospital where they were recovering. Assam NDRF begins search operations for 4 persons missing after boat capsized in Dibrugarh. The National Disaster Response Force began search operations for 4 persons who went missing after a boat capsized in the Brahmaputra River in Assam's Dibrugarh district on Sunday. Australia's Deputy PM to visit India from June 20 to 23rd will meet Rajnath Singh and Jaishankar. Australian Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Defence Richard Marles is slated to visit India from June 20 to June 23rd and will meet Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh for the first bilateral meeting. Zelenskyy declares historic week begins as EU to respond on Ukraine's candidate status. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenskyy declared a historic week began on Monday as the war-torn nation would hear the answer from the European Union on its candidate status. Maharashtra MLC polls 2022 stakes high for MBA as BJP eyes rerun of RS polls trial. Today's Maharashtra Legislative Council election is set to witness another contest between BJP and Mahavikas Aghadi after the recent face-off in the Rajya Sabha elections. A total of 11 candidates are contesting for 10 Maharashtra Legislative Council seats with the MV allies Shiv Sena, NCP and Congress. India adds 12,781 COVID-19 cases, positivity rate over 4% after 130 days. India has lodged 12,781 fresh COVID-19 cases that pushed its infection tally, while the daily positivity rate went past 4% after 130 days, according to the Union Health Ministry data. The death toll climbed to 5,24,873 with 18 new fatalities. Well, this was all about the top 10 news of today. Stay with us, we shall bring you top 10 news every day. This is Aparna Sundar reporting for iScope Media.